Welcome to the Great Man Within podcast. Every episode designed to help you discover and live the great man within you. It is Sunday morning right now as I record this. I'm drinking my bulletproof coffee, taking my time to wake up today, did some breath work, some meditation, I read, and now I'm recording with you. So it's been a good morning so far. And yesterday, I went outside for the first time in 5 days. 120 hours consecutive if you are counting at home. I took this self-quarantine thing quite seriously, not because I'm necessarily worried about getting the coronavirus. If that's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm confident in my immune system's ability to recover. But about 3 weeks ago, I was in Australia right as this whole thing was breaking out and, took long flights home, and I didn't know what I was exposed to. So as a concerned citizen, I don't want to be out and about rubbing off on other people and unwittingly passing on something I didn't know I had to others. So I've been self-contained. And then I talked to my boy Brian on Friday night, and he was like, dude, get outside for God's sake. He's like, let the sun hit your skin, breathe some fresh air. And we live in New York City, so fresh air is all relative, depending on where you are, but fresher than probably what I've been breathing in this apartment. And he was like, just stay 6 feet away from other people, dude. You're going to go crazy. Get outside. So yesterday I did that. I laced up the running shoes and I took a 6-mile run around New York City. And God, I was just blown away by the beauty of the day and the spirit of the New Yorkers who are so resilient, who are embracing and dropping into this experience. And I had a full heart when I came back from that run. Like my battery was recharged and I was inspired. Inspired to share with you what I am grateful for. And the conversation today is going to be about really an invitation for you to get closer to my process for expressing gratitude. Earlier this week, I recorded an episode called Take Command of Your Mindset with Gratitude. And I talked about how gratitude is this really powerful tool that is at our disposal to focus our attention, to focus your attention on that which lights up your soul, that makes you feel good, that allows you to count your blessings. And I shared a story about a man named John who developed a gratitude practice that very literally may have saved his life. And I had a chance to witness the unfolding of his transformation. It's powerful. I'd encourage you to go back and listen to that story. And today, I'm going to share with you how I practice gratitude. And over the past few years, I've had a number of different gratitude practices. I've done the formal thing where I've written in a journal every morning for a consecutive period of time. Sometimes it's at night, at the end of the day. Other times it's just through meditation. Other times I don't have a regimented practice. It's just something that I've built the muscle on so that on a daily basis, I notice things I'm grateful for. I pause, I can breathe them in, I can feel them, I can express them. And gratitude is never really too far from me. So I'd love to invite you into my process, I suppose for a few reasons. Number one, hopefully something will resonate with you that allows you to unlock a deeper gratitude for someone or something in your life. And number two, I want you to see me. This is an opportunity I believe for all of us to go deeper in our relationships with each other. There's more space right now to go deeper into relationship. And through this past week and podcasting daily, I've been opening to you. And you have been opening to me with a lot of your outreach, your emails, your direct messages. I mean, they come in every day now, and it's been from people who have been listening for a while, and I had no idea. Yeah, this is our first contact. So let's continue that trend. Now, before I go into my process for gratitude, a few things. Number one, In the podcast I shared earlier this week about gratitude, I said that a gratitude practice that's powerful has three elements to it. Number one, when you express the gratitude, it is specific. Instead of saying something general and vague like I'm grateful for my health, to get really specific like I'm grateful for my body and its ability to recover, and I'm taking care of it more so than ever before, and I don't feel the aches and the pains or the digestive issues that I ever had before. Like, that's very specific. It's different than the general. And the reason why that's important is because part two here is you want to make sure that you feel something when you express the gratitude, right? I'm grateful for my health. A lot of times doesn't go deep enough to actually resonate in your body. And if something's not resonating emotionally in your body, then you haven't dug deep enough. Then the exercise of gratitude actually may not shift much inside of you. And number three is to share what you are grateful for. Don't keep it to yourself. Right? You may be grateful for someone in your life who has no idea that you're feeling that way about them. Let them know. And this is kind of like taking your gratitude and putting it on steroids. Or if you prefer a different analogy, it's like putting money in the bank and watching the interest compound by sharing it. And through this practice that I'm about to engage in, I'm going to let you into my life. Like, I have a chance to recount what I'm grateful for from yesterday. That helps me to revisit and feel those feelings again and amplify my state of being. And the second thing before we dive in is, if you are not feeling particularly grateful right now, that's also cool, right? There is no tyranny of gratitude. There is no, you should feel grateful. There's none of that, right? You may have just lost your job this week. You may have gotten sick this week, or someone that you care about is sick and maybe you can't go and see them, right? Maybe your business is floundering right now and you don't know if you have to lay off people. Whatever your condition is right now, if you're not feeling grateful, particularly grateful right now, give yourself permission to not need to feel grateful. And when whatever it is that you're feeling, you don't want to feel anymore, and you want to shift your state of being, just recognize that this tool of gratitude is available for you to pick up at any time that you want. Okay. So here we go. I am feeling grateful for the resiliency of our human people. When I was going on that run yesterday, I made my way down the West Side Highway, and I had a chance to run by so many New Yorkers who were keeping their safe distance, made sure to move out of the way from one another so we didn't make contact. There were smiles on people's faces. People were FaceTiming loved ones, or I imagine people who they care about, and there were smiles on their faces. I saw children shooting hoops and running around the park with their parents. And as I was running down the West Side Highway, at a certain point, you come face to face with the Freedom Tower. And for about 1.5 miles or 2 miles, I just ran with my eyes fixated on the Freedom Tower. And it brought me back to a period of time 19 years ago where this city, this world experienced destruction and terror unlike anything that I've experienced in my lifetime. And when that happened, it felt like the world was ending, that we'd never be able to recover, that the damage was so deep, that the pain was so senseless, that we would never be able to get back up. And running with my eyes fixated on that Freedom Tower, which is such a symbol of our resiliency as a people, we cleaned up. We dusted ourselves off. We grieved. We mourned. We lost. We rebuilt. we became stronger. We thrived. And as I was running with my eyes fixated on that Freedom Tower, it was just like I could feel the straightness in my spine and my shoulders pushing back, like this erectness in my posture, pride, hope, and strength. There's examples of resilience all around us, and I felt that deeply yesterday. I am grateful for the sense of togetherness that I have never experienced before at this level in my 41 years on this planet. This virus is something that every single person on this planet is now confronted with. We are all, as a human species, unified in this common experience. It's the first time, potentially in human history, where something of this magnitude we are all experiencing at the same time in a very similar way. There have been huge world events before: the Great Depression, the World Wars, 9/11. But all of these things have, to some degree or another, been insulated to certain countries, or one country warring with another country and others spectating. But this is different. It's almost like watching the movie Independence Day with Will Smith, where aliens are coming to attack the human race. And it's like we are now all in this together, which allows me to feel my human brothers and sisters at a very different level than I ever have before. I can feel my brothers and sisters in Montana and Mozambique and Madrid the same way that I do here in Manhattan. I've never felt this before. And yeah, it's fucked up that it takes this virus of mass destruction to wake us up, but perhaps this is here to wake us up to the recognition and the knowledge that we aren't really all that different. We are all still human beings. And we are all unified and united in that way. And perhaps this is a call for all of us to recognize that. And what I feel in my body as I say that is a lightness, a brightness. I feel a sense of peace in my belly and a fire at the same time. Yeah. I am grateful for children and dogs. Running through the city yesterday, I had a chance to witness the joy of children playing in the park, shooting hoops, running, not fully comprehending the world that we're living in right now, not needing to. Seeing dogs who have no concept that anything in this outside world has changed, spazzing out after a ball is thrown in their direction or a stick, and just being who they are. Just happy and joyful and dependable. They just show up every day the way that they are, present, loyal, loving. I was running on the pier, and there was this large golden retriever that just had laid down on his back, her back, I don't know, sprawled out, just belly open, like, scratch me. And the owner was just scratching away and the dog's tongue flopped out of his mouth. He just looked so happy. And the dogs and the kids are just these reminders of how much joy there still is here right now. And that filled me up. And finally, there's a lot more I'm grateful for, but we'll leave it at this. I'm so very grateful for you who have been reaching out and sharing your stories of how you've been getting through this past week, 10 days, of how the work that Brian and I do here has changed your life or provided you peace or hope or guidance or direction, and just letting us know, because we put our heart and soul into this. We're here to make a difference and to support you as men living the greatest version of yourself, because we believe that we can help support a tectonic shift in the way that men show up in this world. For the women they care about, for the businesses you care about, for the family, the children. And I've really been able to feel that we are making a difference. And we are just fucking getting started. So thank you. Thank you for giving me the energy, the inspiration to keep going on this. You have made a difference. Thank you for listening today. And I'll invite you after this recording ends to do a little journey like this yourself. A gratitude exercise, and maybe invite someone you care about to listen in or to share with them how they've impacted your life. It's a perfect time to do so. We all need it. So until tomorrow, keep living the great man within you.